found this website, Autostraddle, and I posted on there that the most awesome Christmas present I ever got was this black tie. And I said, I resolve to wear this tie to as many formal events as possible this year. And then I came back the next day and it had like 15 thumbs up, which is a lot for me. And then the next week, I'd been given the Baby Gay Award, which felt really cool because like they were recognizing me and they were relating to me, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty awesome.
That is really cool.
So I owned the Baby Gay label for a while. If I want to watch something, first of all, I have to find it online, I have to hear about it online, then I have to find it online so I can actually watch it. And if I want to discuss it with anyone, I have to discuss it online. Movies are a pretty big deal to me because it's like a different world and an escape and whatnot. Fried Green Tomatoes, Little Stop Cafe, my favorite book ever. If I want to talk about the queer undertones in it, then I have to go online because no one else in my hometown saw it apparently. But that's one of the biggest things I saw in that book. And I've read it 4 times in the past year, so. Okay, first of all, people think queer, they think of the slur. Second of all, when people think gay, they think of the stereotypes. And that's how I grew up imagining it. So when I first realized that I wasn't straight, I don't know what to call it now, but when I first realized that, I was sort of scared to claim that identity. And when I went online and I spoke to people in the forums, I realized that they weren't really weird. They were just like me, basically, and other types of people, there's many different types of people that there are in the world. That's as many types of queer people there are in the world. And I didn't know that until I went online. I found community, people who were queer and like me, not just the stereotypical gay, like butch, lesbian, whatever. They were also just like me, where they didn't really fit into boxes, and they liked playing music, and they liked running or whatever. So that's how I learned that it was positive too. It could be. Tumblr is really great. Sometimes it's hard to find specific blogs, but once you do, it's just this web that you get sucked into. You click on the tags, and then you click on another tag, then you click on another tag, you find awesome movies and stuff. So Tumblr, mostly. Masculine of center women of color in New York. That's where they were, in the aggressives. And it really gives you an idea of what it means to be that, to live in the gray, to live in the marginalized community of a marginalized community of a marginalized community. I can really relate to it. Never found that offline. Something that I've come across once I realized that I was trans was that sometimes I try to be more masculine by being stereotypically male, and it's not necessary, which Tyler made me realize. And some things just aren't okay, no matter who you are or what your gender is, what your sexuality is, what your race is, anything. Some things just aren't cool. So Tyler's a smart dude. Don't be afraid to Google and explore once you find something, because sometimes it's a little scary to actually look into things. Because if you Google like lesbian, you might not get what you thought you were gonna get, and just turn the safe search on. That might be the first step. And if you're afraid of parents or family members, whoever, finding out, just erase the browser history. I mean, there's nothing wrong with keeping secrets sometimes. Real life, like I said before, I think there are possibly 6 people who know that I'm queer in any way at all. Only 2 of those people know that I'm trans, and that's it. Well, on the internet, I'm just out in general. Sometimes I feel like I'm being more myself, But then again, it feels that way in real life too, if that makes any sense at all. Because on the internet, I can be my full self. But in real life, I can physically interact with people, and I use a lot of gestures, and I change my voice, the way I talk and stuff. And I feel like that really is important to who I am too. And you don't get that online. So 2 separate lives, 2 separate people almost.